Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this Resurrection Sunday, where basically we are invested in taking care of ourselves, every part of our being, and to show our gratitude for Christ dying on the cross for us. Okay, and so basically today I'll be talking about how I am resting, basically resting, trying to recuperate from my daughter being sick, and she's still sick now, but she doesn't need me as much as she was. So I'm able to come home a little bit. So I just want to talk about like different ways that I'm resting, okay? And perhaps maybe if you need this, maybe this could be helpful to you. Or if not now, maybe at another season. So, all right. So, for those of you who do not know, my name is Sheila Rollins, and I am the founder of H.U.L.A Ministries, Entertainment, and Associates Inc. And on this YouTube, we are Overcomers Anonymous, where we support anyone designed to overcome anything. And we do it with Jesus Christ being our higher power and also what He's accomplished for us. Oops, was tangled in a cord on a cross. Therefore, our cleanliness, our wholeness, our completeness, the things that we thought that was impossible becomes possible with Jesus Christ. However, we do need to do our part, okay, and be obedient to His word, which I kind of encourage the King James version because that's what he told me when I asked him, what should I base my religion on my Christian experience? And he said King James. So I encourage King James. And also the commandments that's contained in the Bible, including the fourth commandment, where he admonishes us to keep the seventh day Sabbath. Now, I stress that because it's the only one that he says to remember, but it's the one most of the world has forgotten. And so, um, check out my other YouTubes, the ones that I did on the Sabbath, like why it's important, um, fun things you could do on the Sabbath. It's a lot that I did on the Sabbath. So I'm going to be moving away from the Sabbath, you know, pretty soon here. So check those YouTubes out. But this on Sunday, it's all about self care. We just finished a series that's entitled 12 Kinds of Miracles, which we were trying to build love, faith, confidence, trust, and hope in Jesus Christ. So today, I just wanted to talk about, how I'm resting differently. So, okay, so also, when you get a moment, check out my other YouTube, which is The Pursuit to Christ, and check out both playlists, okay? It's not just me, it is also other YouTubers, and it's not all about what I believe or anything, but it's the message that I believed in that I thought would be helpful to someone. And I know it was helpful to me. So therefore, take it as a piece of fruit. I like to say that. Eat the flesh, discard the seeds. Okay. And let me see, did I think? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It's Sunday, so we can talk about the vegan meat alternatives and the sides, non dairy ice cream, and other desserts. We could talk about all of that. And so basically, they're fundraisers, to also support the YouTubes and also the nonprofit, H.U.L.A Ministries, Entertainment, and Associates Inc. And by the way, and I do this every now and then, H.U.L.A means survivors healing under love, meaning God's authority. That's what H.U.L.A means. So okay. So all right, so you know that, my daughter has been ill, my youngest daughter. We've been experiencing it for like almost 3 months now, and she's been needing me a whole lot. And recently, she was discharged on the hospital from the hospital. She was there 10 days. She was discharged on this past Monday. However, she was back in the hospital by Wednesday morning. Okay, and so she's out again. Um, she's coming along. You know what I mean? She's dealing with her pain and everything. She's still having the pain, and all of that. And, she calls me different hours. I allow her to call me different hours and stuff. And so what I do is I do a lot of resting. Okay. Um, some of it is sleeping, but it's not all sleeping. It's some things that I really, really enjoy doing. And so that is some of the stuff that I was doing. And to me, it's refreshing. I'm resting, but it's also refreshing. Like, for example, today, I had a refrigerator delivered. Refrigerator I have, I had it for a long time, and it's time to get rid of it. And I like this refrigerator because the freezer is awesome. It's like, I make ice cream, and I can, put ice cream in the freezer, and in 2 hours, boom, or less, it's ready. And it's a good refrigerator. I've had it for years now, but it was time to go. But the Lord blessed me. Like I said, I had a refrigerator delivered today, and so basically it was a little bit larger than the area that it was supposed to go in. So I had to make some other accommodations. And at the time, I didn't know if I was going to put it downstairs where the nonprofit is, or if I was going to have to, make some space in the kitchen. Well, it turned out that I made some space in the kitchen for it. We ended up putting it in the kitchen. And so you might be saying, so what's so exciting about that? The thing is that it allowed me to get to some things that I had been neglecting to do, dealing with my daughter and trying to be there for her and still trying to take care of my own stuff. For example, finishing up, getting my clothes folded up, well, actually hung up because I put away the clothes, but then I was hanging up the clothes that needed to be hung up. I had sorted them and put skirts with skirts and blouses with that blouses with I did that kind of thing, but I hadn't hung anything up yet. So, it was awesome because everything was just ready, because every day that I would go to the hospital, I would tell myself, you got to do something for yourself. You got to stay on top of your responsibility. And while I did let some things go, because during that time, I didn't do anything on, like for a week, I didn't do anything on the other YouTube. So I did let that go a little bit. But because I haven't really ever taken a break from that YouTube. So I let that go for a week. And so basically, like I said, I was able, to get those clothes hung up, sweep up the floor a little bit, and prepare for the air because what I'm trying to do. Okay, let me finish. Let me finish that part. So in the kitchen, um, like I said, I made that little area. I had to move like a baker's rack that has some plants on it, some dishes. It's kind of decorated, kind of cute. I was able to, straighten that up to where, it looked presentable, where I had to move it to accommodate the refrigerator. And also outside, I had some plants that I was just tired of. I mean, they're beautiful and all that, but I've had them for 25 years and I'm just tired of them. And so I had dug them up and I had them in a couple bags, like in front of the bill code door that leads to downstairs in the nonprofit area. So I took my time and I was able to just put them in a box. Maybe I put them out front and put free on them so somebody can just take them. Because like in the springtime, it's a nice, beautiful orange orchid that grows out of them. The thing about them is that they multiply fast, and my yard was full of them. And like I said, we get sick of things sometimes. You know what I mean? Like we may have our hair a certain way. We get sick of it. We want to change our hair. And so even though downstairs in the nonprofit, I created an area down there because I really didn't know where I was going to have to put the refrigerator. But all in all, I was enjoying it. I was enjoying like, being able to get that immediate gratification, like to look around and say, oh, that looks so nice. You know what I mean? Like to see that, feel like I'm getting stuff done. And so it was just my way of like relaxing today. And so, after they put the refrigerator in the place that I had, created for it, then I went about like arranging other things like in the kitchen, to make it look nicer, moving the table out a little bit because I didn't want it like all cluttered. And downstairs in a nonprofit, I did some things downstairs, and all that. And so I just kind of enjoyed it. So that's basically all I had, right? So resting is not always sleeping on the couch or sleeping in a bed. Resting can also be doing something refreshing. And so those things was refreshing to me. They may not have been refreshing to you. Comment down below if you think it may have been refreshing to you. You know, um, basically I closed everything and everybody out today and just really focus on what I needed to do for me. And sometimes we have to do that. And that's not selfish. We need that time sometimes for ourselves, okay? And we need to take it. So, okay, I got to close this YouTube off. So, look, I love you. Don't forget to share everywhere with everyone. And remember to subscribe yourself. Now, to him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and ever. I love you. See you in the next YouTube.